So today is, let's see, January 18th. That is a Sunday. It's been a while since I've recorded. I've thought about recording. I just haven't made the time for it because I haven't had a slot that I felt I could do it. I've had a lot going on. I ended one course. I wanted to start another one. I'm glad I didn't because it gave me a little more time to catch up on things. Somehow I'm still not caught up. Just things keep happening, right? Work, life, all the things. Let's see, last Sunday, I was chilling on the couch and thinking about how I wanted to take a nap. And I was like, God, I used to sleep on the couch. I grew up sleeping on the couch. My parents, their friends used to come over and they got my bed. I was the oldest, so I had to sleep on the couch. We then moved into a small apartment where we all slept in the same room, so we had bunk beds, but I'd rather sleep on the couch than sleep in a room with somebody snoring. My parents were both, drunks and addicts and whatnot. I didn't want to sleep in that room. Moved to group homes. I got my own place in group homes. Moved in with boyfriend since I was like 16. Him and I were together till I was like 19. He was in his 20s. And so we shared a bed, but we were living in somebody else's. It was actually his ex-girlfriend's dad's house because he worked with him. It was a very weird situation. It was a very toxic situation. And then, I got my own bed as an adult, but I still slept on couches because that's where I slept. We moved in with my mom's boyfriend, and my mom's boyfriend got a bed. He was 20-something. I was 16. That's why I moved in with the boyfriend. I was 15 because I wasn't 16 yet. I was 15, and I was cooking, cleaning, going to school. I was going to school on independent studies because I wasn't going to school prior to that. I was constantly cutting and just doing my own thing, but I did independent studies. I was working 2 jobs. And this guy who dropped out of high school, who was DJing and not contributing, who had kids coming from different girls because he was sleeping around. He had girlfriends, doing his own thing. That's why I didn't trust guys for a very long time, because I saw the worst in so many different men in my life. My parents were constantly break up to make up. My stepbrother and his friends were constantly cheating on their girlfriends. If you want to be in an open relationship, be in an open relationship. That's fine. That's okay. That works for people. But the toxic lying, cheating, holding things back, that's where there's issues, right? Be open about what you're doing. So anyway, I had started thinking about that, and just the fact that I love sleeping in my bed now. I also Airbnb my home, so I don't necessarily like sleeping on a couch and then people coming down or whatnot. So, it has been a fairly good week. Work is weird because I still don't know what's going on with my boss being my boss, and if somebody I'm being split between different teams, which I need to talk to my boss's boss about that. I like working for this other person. I want to make sure that it is okay for me to work with this other person because I get to deal with Claude, which is an AI tool. I'm going to school for cybersecurity, so it makes sense. It opens me up to so much more, and we're using this to build out different programs and get feedback and reach out to different people, and it's awesome. So, my boss is back, and she is trying to be on top of her game, which they're putting more on her, which puts more on me. They're putting timelines, but that means I have to get things done when I haven't had the support. And she was like, yeah, that just means to reach out to me. And I'm like, I did. You put off our meetings how many times? You don't get that you weren't there. You haven't been there. And so every time we meet, it's, oh, my boss, my boss keeps talking about her boss and how she's putting more on her and wasn't there for her. And I'm like, you haven't been there for her or anybody else. You haven't been around. So why is my phone, what the fuck? Okay. Technology has been really weird. It keeps stalling. I had to send one computer in. After almost 2 months, they've decided they're sending me a new one. As soon as I get that, I'm sending the other one back in. It definitely has power issues and it keeps cycling. The phone just completely, I don't know if it's Instagram or the phone, but it glitched and stopped the last recording. So anyway, I am working through the issues with work with my boss. She is on her way to North Carolina to help her daughter-in-law with their first baby because her son is deployed, hopefully coming back in time. I guess her mom can't make it there in time. So yeah, I feel like she is going to not be around quite a bit, which I don't know what that leaves at. So I started another class. I'm starting another class on Monday, so I'm trying to get the everything needed downloaded, and I'm already getting errors. This computer has errors, so trying to work through that. I want to be set up and ready. The class officially starts tomorrow, so I want to be set up and ready for that. I've done edits. I got myself back into doing reformer Pilates, which I felt really good. My core felt strong. I did hot yoga today. I am doing upper bodies on Sundays now and trying to take an active rest day during the week, which I think I'm going to be in the office at least one day a week going forward. And that makes it a little bit easier because I can just go in and do my steps or whatever it is and then head over, or I can do a class out that way and then head to the office, whatever works. But it makes it a little easier to move things around. And I'm just being fluid altogether, trying to keep it fluid. I did my scan yesterday. I'm about the same weight, but body fat has gone down. Things are looking good. I keep going down in body fat. I am dropping macros, but I'm cycling macros. It's not what my coach wants, but I am looking at what the data says and what ChatGPT is going over with the data, and I do better when cycling. My schedule is so chaotic. I am not just lifting 5 days a week. I'm adding in hot yoga. I'm doing Pilates. I teach combat. I do practice for combat. I'm doing my cardio, which that is something my coach has given me. And because I'm doing all this, I clean the house and I have the Airbnbs and I have to walk the dog and just all these things, I do better with cycling. And when I mean cycling, it means having different caloric intakes each day, different carbs each day. Protein stays about the same. I'm staying about 150, 160. My rest days are 1,700 in calories. My active days are going to go to 1,900. We were keeping it 1,950, 2,000, but it's going to 1,900 just because I go and train legs and then I walk the dog and then I teach combat and all of that. I do steps, I edit videos, I do things in between each one of my sets, so I'm constantly moving and on the go. My goal is 15,000 steps and I get closer to 18 to 20,000 steps. So I want to make sure that I'm eating enough to support that while going down in weight, and we don't want to just drop weight. We want to slowly go down. So trying to make sure that that is set and good for the challenge and then the challenge into the shows. I don't know that I'm going to do the one in Phoenix as much as I wanted to. I didn't want to do Phoenix in the first place, Arizona in the first place. There's a few different reasons for that. But talking to my posing coach, she did say that it's about who you know and your relationships with the judges and just being seen over and over and over again. So I do need to do more shows, but I am keeping my sights on the one in Vegas on the 21st. That is the one that I want to do. I might do more depending on how that turns out, but right now the 21st in Vegas is what I have my sights on. The challenge ends, I think, the 15th, 16th of February. So I feel good, feel confident about that. My body is slimming down. It is making the changes. I continue to grow muscle while losing body fat, even though my weight is staying the same, which makes sense because you're gaining muscle and losing fat. You're replacing that. So that is good. I've been meal prepping myself some really good technology. Keeps doing it. It's about the 5-6 minute mark, so I don't know if it's my storage or if it's the. Anyway, I'm gonna finish getting things installed on my computer and then work on stuff on the phone. I'm hoping to get the homework done today if I can. That way tomorrow there's a lab test that I have to do and I can't figure out which program they want me to use for that. It tells me to download all these different things, but I've learned in past classes you don't always need all these different things, so I do have to wait for tomorrow. Thankfully tomorrow is a holiday. I have less I have to do. Today I did arms, I did the hot yoga, I came back, I walked the dog. I was thankfully able to get into an 8 a.m. yoga class rather than 10 a.m. So it's 12:35 right now. I am eating berries and then I will move on to my lunches. I have the Kaizen lupini bean rice made, and that's been going really well with some kale. Kale will help, it's fibrous, so it helps to keep you fuller longer. There's some sugar peas, snap peas, never remember, radishes, some tempeh. Tempeh, if you didn't know, steam it. It takes out that bitterness, and then marinate it. So I have that marinated, and I just need to cook that and throw it on top. I do microwave my kale for, I don't know, a minute or so that it makes it a little softer, easier to digest. And so yeah, that will be lunch. Still have like 500 calories even with my dinner log. So excited about that. I will figure out what else I'm going to eat. And again, it's already 2:30. I go to bed at like 6-7 o'clock. I got no shame in it. I'm okay with it. It's a holiday weekend. Yep. Gonna go to bed early and sleep as long as I can. And I do wake up fairly early. Today was 4-ish was the latest. Like I wanted to sleep, but then my mind starts going. It's like, well, gym's gonna get packed. Do you want to deal with that? Do you not? So we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited. Again, macros are good. Body is looking good. There we go. There's still a little bit right here, but otherwise everything is coming in nicely, feeling good. Legs are really looking really good. If you're following me on IG, again, I will try to do some edits and add some things in. My workouts, especially Fridays and Thursdays and Saturdays, those are my favorites. So day 1 and day 5, really get into the glutes, hamstrings, and they're looking great. So I'm excited. Posing has been going well. I actually have my posing video. I'll see if I can cut that up and add it in. I did drink a protein shake that's made with cookies and cream and realized that those cookies are not gluten-free. I do have to stay gluten-free. It's been backing me up and making me feel sick. I'm going to see if I can exchange one of the bags that I have. This is why I stick with OWN. OWN is completely gluten-free. It is completely vegan. It is completely no allergens, all those things. Even their peanut butter, it's a no-nut peanut butter. I'm allergic to peanuts. I get breakouts. And so I love it. It's easy on the stomach. It tastes great. Honestly, I keep trying to drink this other one and it doesn't froth. The vanilla that I have from OWN, the Elite, it frosts at the top and it's so smooth, and I love the taste of the vanilla. So sticking with that, gotta get the gluten out of my. I eat Green Bites, and Green Bites, the cookies and cream, again, another one of my favorites. I love Oreos. Oreos are naturally vegan. They not the cleanest, but they are naturally vegan, and they are not gluten-free. Green Bites uses the gluten-free vegan or gluten-free cookies and cream because they're naturally vegan. So yeah, I'm gonna email this company. Taxes are also coming. I gotta contact somebody. Anyway, that is my update. I hope you guys are having a lovely week, and I will see you